I don't know where people are in terms of experience they've had with working, but I think working out harmonies people do kind of tend to struggle with if they haven't had much experience with. And it's a difficult one to say, oh, you just do this and then it happens. But if you can sing, obviously that helps, and you've had a bit of experience singing, it definitely does help, because you know what you should be looking for. If you understand the key of the song, you understand the scales, you know roughly your bog standard harmonies are going to be thirds and fifths. Just from there, I would say, if you're looking for something more complicated than that, you can go with that and play around with it. But those are kind of bog standard for just creating a thick harmonic layer in the vocals. I always think of two different ways of approaching the harmonies. Do I want the harmonies that follow the contour of the melody, or do I want the harmonies that are like block chords? Or do I want a combination of both? And for an example of what I mean, I don't mind the rain. So this one, I'll just sing this to you now. So if I'm singing, I'm in a lower octave, but I'll sing the third. But I don't mind the rain with you. Colors entwined, every pale shade of blue. So I'm in the thirds always, but I'm moving exactly where the melody's moving. So it's those kind of harmonies, and then you can check one on top there. Or there's the ones that kind of they kind of change in genre. Like maybe if you're doing something a bit more country perhaps, but not necessarily. But you could just do the ones that are like, but I don't mind the rain with you. Colors in. So it's just a drone note, but then you put the fifth on as well, and then you chuck some more octaves on, and you get this kind of pad of vocals. I always think about which kind of harmonies do I want in the track? Do I want those ones, or do I want the ones that follow the contour? You can sometimes find that the ones that follow the melody perfectly can get a little bit sickly, but it depends on the track, on the genre, and what you feel is right. Let me have a listen to what we actually did here. I can't remember. So I've got my harmonies here. I don't mind the rain. So they do move with the kind of contour of the melody, these ones. I don't mind the rain with you. Rain. I don't mind the rain. So those are octaves by the sounds of it. I don't mind the rain. Yeah. With you. Entwined every. So it's a difficult one. This client I've worked with, she's very good with coming up with harmonies, but I've done a lot of tracking, and I can do singing myself, and I can sing harmonies, so I know roughly what I'm after. So I can just kind of get on a piano, work out where your notes are, what notes you want, sing those along, get the singer to record them back. Some singers, it can be a real struggle if they haven't done it before. It takes quite a bit of work to be able to get around singing another note over the top of the note you already just sung. It can be quite off-putting. But so sometimes I have been in the situation where the lead melody can actually be really off-putting for them. So we'll mute the lead melody, and I have to sing that harmony to them, to drill it into their head, and just get them to sing that separate, irrespective of the lead, which is difficult then in terms of timing and things. But some people really struggle. So I'm usually, if the singer's good enough, I don't usually spend too much on it. It might be like 2 takes per harmony. Just the first one's a bit ropey, just singing it for the first time. The second one's good, let's move on. So that's what we've done here. I don't mind the rain with you. Colors entwined, every pale shade of blue. I don't mind the rain with you, with you, with you. 'Cause under the water, it's over my head. Breathing is easy. So in terms of placement of harmonies, it can be quite a tricky one. You just got to play with it. You don't want to be constantly bombarded by them. So leaving gaps where perhaps you want to emphasize certain lyrics or create kind of tension and release it's something you just got to feel out naturally. If you're really unsure, you could always just harmonize everything and cut it out later, the bits you don't want. But yeah, working with arrangement with harmonies can be it's a really fun process actually. It's very creative, it's very fun, and it kind of makes the song kind of come alive on certain songs. I was lucky enough, whereas I said at the start, I like to say I've got 3 choruses, I like to get them to record each chorus separately. I like dynamic differences with the production in those choruses, and I like to potentially just add little developments in the melodies. So sometimes you might record your harmony for chorus 1, all your harmonies, and you might move into chorus 2 and they just don't line up. In which case we have to record all the harmonies for chorus 2 as well. I have to record every single one again on the next chorus. Luckily in this one, you can see I've color-coded them. So all those were the same. The end of the phrases were just a bit different. I think they were slightly longer notes. This one was slightly longer than those ones. So we recorded that separate. And the ones in the light blue are just lyrically different. So they were just how they were. They weren't copy and pasted. But I was lucky that, yeah, I could just copy and paste those harmonies into each chorus and it fitted under each different melody that was recorded. Sometimes it doesn't work and you have to just do it again.